So we're in the RR mode of operation. We're going to do a simulated closed track road course session. So we're going to click the closed track, and the GTEC first tests the GPS signal quality because it wants to make sure that you have good signal. And then in this case, we already have an existing map in this particular geographical location. So you can have several different maps recorded in one geographical location. This is valuable, for example, if you run the track clockwise or counterclockwise, or there's some tracks that have different configurations, so you can run certain segments of the track and so on. And the reason why this is important and why it's connected to the geographical location is because GTEC actually has automatic recording, which allows you to start a session without pushing any buttons at all. So if you're driving up to the track and you're busy with other things, as we all are when you're doing a track weekend, the GTEC will detect that you've driven up to the track, and once you cross the start-finish line, it'll automatically start recording. And that's a very valuable feature, because I used to forget to start recording and I would lose all these sessions of data, and that was very frustrating. So we made sure that the GTEC will automatically record, and you can turn that feature on or off in the menus, and we can show you that later. So right now we have an existing map in this location, and we're gonna select to choose an existing map. So GTEC now says there's multiple maps in this location. We're gonna decide to choose which one we want, and we can go back and choose a different map. For example, this is just done around our neighborhood where our building is, but we're going to go back to our closed track, and we're going to select that map. This name can be changed. Right now we just map number 4. Now we're using that map, and we're looking to drive. To start, the car will actually, GTEC will start measuring once the car comes across, as you can see here, comes across start-finish line. So we're just now driving up, coming out to the track to record our reference lap for this particular session. And as you see, the little red dot is coming across the start-finish line, and once it does that, the GTEC will start recording, like I said, the reference lap. So now the session is started, and the reference lap is being recorded. Now this is important to understand what a reference lap is. So for each session, there's a reference lap. Now, a reference lap changes. It's basically your best lap for that particular session. Now, we decided to have one reference lap for a session because track conditions and weather conditions change throughout the day. So you may have a car that behaves well under cold weather conditions, or you may have tires that are very heat sensitive and track sensitive that may perform better in the hot afternoon, depending on the weight of the car and so on. So there's many variables here. So that's why we decided to have each session have its own best lap time and best reference time. So this now is us driving around the track for the first time. And GTEC is not doing anything because it's our first warm-up lap, which will be our fastest lap in this session, and as long as we don't, in the second lap, we may beat that time. So once this first session, reference lap is recorded, GTEC will use it to compare your current lap to the reference lap. And that's why it's important to have that understanding what a reference lap is. And that reference lap is your best lap, and it could end up being your 5th lap, your 8th lap, depending on your car and your driving capabilities. So we can now wait for a little bit longer. There it is. Now the lap is recorded, and now it's showing. Now the GTEC will start actually timing. So now it's starting to time, and it's showing us that we're a little bit faster. Now this particular feature, this thumbs up and thumbs down feature, is very important. This is what separates the GTEC from all other products out there. And what it is, this is essentially a predictive lap timing type of a setup, but it's designed to be used with peripheral vision as you're on the track without necessarily taking your eyes off the road. And as we're going faster, the green thumbs up indicates that we're improving our time. And if this turns into thumbs down, it will indicate to us that we're slower in that particular section section of the track. And this is continuously updating as we're driving. It's continuously comparing our position to the position on our reference lap. And so this allows us to quickly determine if we're doing faster or not. So if we're in a series of corners and we're making adjustments to our driving line or to our throttle timing and so on, or braking points, we can determine right then and there if we did better or worse. This is very valuable when you're trying to find this little bit of extra time on the track and slowly build that hot lap. It's sort of like having a driving instructor right there next to you, giving you immediate feedback to what you're doing. It's one of the best ways to improve your lap times. So this first lap is now finished, and now we're on to second lap. We're still doing better here, and as you'll notice on the right side of the track, there's your lap times, and they keep going up as sort of in a stacked kind of way, and the older laps will be darker and darker. But the hot lap, the fastest lap, would always be in green, and the rest of the laps will be in sort of a graded white down into gray area. And that way you can quickly, as you're looking, you can quickly determine what your hot lap was. But the valuable thing of this, like I said, is the ability to get immediate feedback as you're driving while this information is still hot in your head, while you still remember what you did. This separates the GTEC from all other data loggers, because for all the other devices, you actually have to come to the pits, you have to download the information and then look at it. By that time, we feel that it's already too late. There's very little that you can do to improve and learn from your mistakes. Here now we're starting to slow down, and our thumbs down is showing, and we're actually slowing down a lot in this particular lap. So you can quickly see with your peripheral vision, without taking your eyes off the road, whether or not you're doing better. It's a great way to get immediate feedback and really improve your lap times and really build your speed slowly. This is our mantra here. We always talk about building the speed slowly around the track, not trying to, beat one corner and overdrive and then correct in next three corners, but actually slowly creep up to your fastest time possible. This feature alone will certainly make you a better driver.